What's up guys, Mickle here, and the SEC is absolutely cooked right now. In this video, I want to share with you a brand new find that John Deaton made in regards to the Bill Hinman Ethereum free pass emails. So there was a while where people in the XRP community were wondering, hey, I wonder if XRP was mentioned in these emails. John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan directly said that this would be devastating for the SEC. Well, John Deaton may have just found that XRP was in fact mentioned in these emails, but not only that, the SEC was directly saying they don't think XRP was a security. Guys, this is absolutely shocking. This is massive for the case. You are not going to want to miss this. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start this video out and just let you guys know that 24 Hours Crypto is actually selling these XRP pennants again. I wear this thing everywhere. This thing is sick, especially with the black background. I think this thing is just out of this world. It's not that expensive. It's $76. I have a code MM in the description of this video. That will get you 15% off. But for this weekend only, he's actually also engraving them with the current price of XRP. So hopefully in 10 to 15 years from now, you can look back at this and be like, wow, I cannot believe XRP was trading this cheap. I just thought this was really cool. He's actually eating the cost for the engraving. So this isn't something to like make money. This is just a really cool product. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's jump into the video. And I want to start off with an older piece of news, but looking back with everything we know today, it just seems so powerful. So this is from Joseph Grundfest, and he was directly saying this to Jay Clayton in a letter. And this letter was sent to Jay Clayton December 17th, 2020, and this was right before Jay Clayton filed the current case against Ripple. Listen to this because it is absolutely shocking, and it lets you know that Joseph Grundfest, a former SEC commissioner, knew exactly what was happening at the SEC, and I think it just goes a long way in showing that everything the XRP community has found, everything we have uncovered, is not a conspiracy theory. These SEC officials are telling us this is exactly what was happening. He said if Ether is allowed to trade freely in the market, so too must XRP, and if XRP is to be subject to restrictions, so too should Ether. And any other result creates a competitive imbalance that cannot be rationalized without reference to fair enforcement of federal securities laws. Right here, a former SEC official, Joseph Grundfest, was telling Jay Clayton right before this case was filed, hey, if you drop this case and try to put restrictions on XRP that are not on Ethereum, that is going to be an obvious unfair use of the security law. Joseph Grundfest, a former SEC commissioner, knows there is absolutely no difference between the security status of XRP and something like Ethereum, and trying to pretend there is a difference is intellectually dishonest and just using that dishonesty to try to push your own agenda. This is so powerful, especially looking back at everything we have found. These SEC officials knew that Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman were trying to get Ethereum a special status that no other cryptocurrency had to try to give it a monopoly on the market. It is absolutely insane that we have quotes like this we could look back on and say, yes, this is exactly what was going on. And I think this really just goes to show that there were smart people at the SEC. There were people trying to do the right thing. Joseph Grundfest is a great example of that. He knew there had to be regulations for cryptocurrency, but he wasn't going to make some crazy statement like Ethereum should have different regulations than XRP. Ultimately, the only thing this market really needs is clarity and a way that all of these cryptocurrencies can be put on a level playing field. Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman did everything they could to try to prevent that from happening, but ultimately I think this case is going to right a lot of wrongs. I think we're about to completely undo a lot of damage that these corrupt officials did, and I have a feeling we could actually end up in a better place because of it. So now I want to move on and talk about an absolutely shocking discovery by John Deaton, and for a very long time in this case, people questioned, I wonder if XRP was mentioned in these emails. Now, John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan both said that it would be absolutely devastating for the SEC if XRP was in fact mentioned in these emails, and I just want to talk about why real quick. Well, first of all, when it comes down to the law, these emails actually aren't that relevant when it comes down to whether or not XRP is a security. Because even if the SEC didn't think XRP was a security and that's what they were saying, at the end of the day, the SEC could have been wrong, and factually, the judge could still rule that XRP was a security based on the Howey test. So this is really important to understand, because whether or not the SEC was saying that XRP was or wasn't a security, it really doesn't impact the case that much, because ultimately Judge Torres as a judge is the one who gets to decide, hey, by applying securities laws to XRP, is it a security, yes or no? It doesn't matter what the SEC thinks. Now, with that said, something that I don't think is talked about enough is how bad this could make the SEC look in Judge Torres's eyes. If the SEC is talking behind the scenes about how XRP is not a security, and then the SEC went and sued Ripple and said their founders were negligent and purposely traded XRP knowing it was a security, well, that is an absolutely horrible look and makes the SEC look like a corrupt regulator. This is something where the law almost doesn't matter, because Judge Torres is a human being just like me and you. She is going to see something like that and say, this is absolutely absurd. I cannot believe you filed this case. So technically, these emails shouldn't have any impact on the fact of whether or not XRP is a security. But I still think it is going to have a huge impact on her decision. If Judge Torres sees something like this, and say she was on the fence about ruling about secondary sales, maybe she was thinking, oh, well, hopefully the SEC clears that up eventually. Hopefully that gets decided later on. Maybe the SEC is in the process of creating rules. Maybe that could have been her initial thought when this case was first filed. But after seeing something like this, she's going to say, wow, the SEC is going out of their way to attack the secondary market. They are going out of their way to attack retail holders, and they are attacking members at Ripple who clearly didn't know any better. This paints the SEC in such a bad light and lets Judge Torres know this market desperately needs clarity because the SEC isn't doing the right thing here. Ultimately, it's a really, really bad look for the SEC and what John Deaton found. And this isn't a direct quote yet because some of it's still redacted, but it looks like there was a quote in those emails and it says it right here. There are reasonable grounds to conclude that XRP does not satisfy elements of the Howey analysis and therefore are not a security under federal securities laws. How damning is that? The SEC literally has in email saying, there is proof showing XRP probably isn't a security. The SEC brought this case against Ripple, saying that Ripple's founder should have known since day one that XRP was a security, and their own staff was unsure about its status. This proves that the SEC did not bring this case because they thought XRP was a security. They brought it for other motives. This is absolutely massive. I think the SEC is cooked in this case going forward. I don't think there's any doubt that Ripple's going to get a slap on the wrist for some early sales, but the idea that XRP itself could be a security, I think is out the door in these emails. It's important to understand, Judge Torres has already read these emails through, and she even said, even though these emails do not affect the facts of whether or not XRP is a security, I still want to make them public. I have a feeling this right here is exactly why she wants to make them public. She knows the SEC is going to be absolutely on their face with these emails. It proves that the SEC themselves didn't think XRP was a security, or at least there was a lot of debate about whether or not XRP could be a security. This is so embarrassing for the SEC. I think this all but confirms that Judge Torres is going to rule XRP in the secondary market is not a security, and honestly, this makes me even more confident than ever that the SEC is going to settle this case. How could the SEC let this go public? How could they sue Ripple saying XRP is a security when their own officials were saying it wasn't behind the scenes? And I just want to share with you this last tweet by John Deaton. He says, I always want my comments to be based on the facts, so I'm making this clarification. Although it isn't a direct quote by an SEC official, it's still damning as hell because it demonstrates XRP was discussed. Someone at the SEC passed this opinion to a group in an email chain for a reason. So I guess technically there's some debate on whether or not this is a direct quote from an SEC official, or an SEC official went to his lawyer and said, oh, my lawyer said this. Either way, it doesn't matter. An SEC official put this in the email chain because they wanted to make it clear They didn't think XRP was a security, and I don't see how the SEC survives this case going forward. We have to see how the SEC responds. If they let these emails go public, I am going to be shocked. I am firmly convinced they will never let these go public, but guys, if they do, we either get a Ripple win, XRP is not a security in the secondary market, XRP itself isn't a security, and Ripple gets a slap on the wrist, or we get a settlement any week now where XRP is deemed not a security. Either way, Ripple gets clarity, and I just wanted to read you these two tweets by Blood because I think they're spot on. Right now, the XRP community hates the SEC. Just wait. If you're not already grateful they sued Ripple, then you sure as hell will be. And guys, I really do agree with this. This lawsuit has given the XRP community the buying opportunity of a lifetime. We have seen Ripple slowly beat down the SEC in this case, and what we are learning in this time is fascinating. Ripple is launching CBDC platforms all over the world. Their business is booming. They are growing like crazy. We are seeing the bullish thesis play out for XRP, and they are about to make XRP the only non-security in the entire crypto market. This is going to lead to mass adoption. This is going to be absolutely massive, and I think we are so close to the finish line. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much, and for now, Mickle out.